going to be birthday boy next week.
That's right.
Birthday
Birthday boy.
boy.
Birthday
I'll
boy.
be the birthday boy. You'll be dating the birthday boy.
Birthday boy.
Yes.
Birthday boy. Birthday boy.
But until then, babes.
Uh-huh.
When you were in the shower, I was reading more of that book, How Magicians Think. It's really interesting, and I was reading it kind of last night too, but I was going back and forth between that and listening to the audiobook Starry Message by Neil Degrassi Tyson. I love Neil Degrassi Tyson's voice. It's really cool to listen to him do an audiobook to his stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff in the new book is covered in his recent interview on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, wow.
So here's a thing I've noticed. Whenever you go to see an author live, or most of the time, or you listen to them do an interview when they're promoting a book, they're going to talk about things that are in that release. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
And I like that, but I also feel sometimes like I'm doing myself a disservice if I either listen to the interview or read the book, because I don't necessarily need that information twice. How do you feel about this?
I guess I don't think of it that way. It's just a reiteration.
Yeah, so
I don't think of it that way, like this person's repeating stuff that they say in interviews, especially if the interview isn't very long. Because I've heard programs where the interview is only 10 minutes.
Let me give a better example about this. One Saturday in 2004, I bought the Amy Goodman book, Exception to the Rulers, Exposing Oily Politicians. And I'm reading it, and there was a portion in the book where she talked about being on Sally Jessy Raphael back in the day, which I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. And I watched it a lot.
I love Amy Goodman, but I always just figured that she was kind of like a pariah for mainstream media because she does expose people. And not in a, X-rated way. But anyways.
I never thought of that.
She told the story, and she's like, she was on the show, they were showing her footage of Israelis being harassed by Palestinians. Either that or they were talking about Palestinians bombing, Israeli buses. And she said, no, it couldn't have been about buses, because she said her famous quote was, the one thing I hate more than seeing I'm gonna mess it up, but it's like the one thing I hate more than seeing Israeli citizens with masks is seeing Palestinian children without them, because I guess there were some gas attacks or something.
Okay.
And the whole Israel situation, it's very complicated. We're not going to get into it here.
Where is this going?
So I know. So I read the book, and I read that portion of it, and I'm like thinking, okay, that's interesting. And I go and see her speak, and that's one of the things that came up. And I remember thinking, I already read this in your book, lady. I mean, I'm a giant fan, but if that was the one thing that came to mind, but at the time, she's repeating a lot of the stuff that's in the book.
And it's like, I already heard it. I don't know. I never, maybe it's because the interviews that I've listened to from authors that were more than just authors, like, I don't know, maybe they were reporters and they became an author or whatever. They're not mainly an author, but they came out with a book. I don't feel that way. To me, it's like, ooh, that either makes me want to read the book, or, ooh, I don't want to read this book.
I hear you.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's a reiteration or a repetitiveness necessarily.
The How Magicians Think book is really, really interesting. It was an Audible deal of the day yesterday, and of course, instead of buying it, I go to Bookshare and see if they have a copy, and they did.
That's fine.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thing to think about. Obviously, I'm assuming you know who David Copperfield is.
Yes, I don't know who wouldn't, but yes.
Very famous magician.
And there's also a David Copperfield, the book, which has a thing to do with him. But,
exactly.
Yes.
And that freaked me out as a little kid. I'm trying to how do these things go together in my mind? But I'm older now. In any event, did you know that he owns his own private museum of magician art? And
really?
that, it's by invite only, and he gives the tours.
Wow.
Because the guy who wrote the book, and I forget his name, he's some prominent dude in the magician community. But he talked about going on a tour with like 3 or 4 other people. And David Copperfield is just showing him around and doing all these magic tricks for them. It was super interesting.
Wow, that's kind of cool. No wonder why it's by invite. Because you're not just getting a tour from just anybody.
Now, apparently, when David Copperfield dies, he plans to donate this museum so that the public can go through it.
Oh, wow.
But the guy was also saying that like something like 1/3 of like the rare magic items that have gone up for auction within the last 20 years have been bought by David Copperfield. Yeah.
Interesting.
And here's something else. So Penn and Teller.
I remember them.
Yeah, I remember them. I'm a fan of Penn's books. I think he goes a little bit too hardcore with the atheist stuff.
But his partner was that's the same Penn that was Penn and Teller.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because he's like, well, if you're agnostic, you're an atheist, and I'm like, no. If you're a Christian but you question things, you could be an atheist. And I was
that's
like,
not true.
Bro. Yeah, he goes.
That's not true at all.
I can appreciate his perspective, but then some things he's a little bit too hardcore. But overall, I do enjoy stuff. I more know him from his books than anything else.
Okay.
But in any event, did you know that when they started in the mid to late 70s, there was a third person in the act? And they toured for about 6 years. There's always been these rumors. The guy who is the third man said that they fired him. They claimed that they broke up. And then the author asked Penn about it. And he said, yeah, we broke up. And me and Teller got together later. The author says, how long? And he says, about an hour later.
And who's, I don't know what Teller's first name is. Do you know?
I don't. But
Teller seems to be the silent person. Though.
Well, that's the whole thing.
What?
Apparently, he is, and he used to, I think, teach literature.
Teller did?
Yeah. He was a big fan of Shakespeare and how he conducted his plays.
Wow.
Which, I mean, all your life experience is going to play into your art.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read Shakespeare in high school, and I had a really enjoyable time reading it, except for the tragedies.
Oh.
I thought they were very depressing, but
good.
Shakespeare was very talented.
Yeah. And the guy tells the story about how everybody will ask him to teach their kid magic. And he almost always refuses. And he says the one exception to the rule, or I guess 2 of them, is somebody writes him from prison. So he tells a story of there's a guy who's in prison because he killed the husband of his lover.
Oh, wow.
And so I think he's in there for life. But this guy wanted to learn a magic. Apparently you can't get standard cards in prison. So this dude had him like make his own cards with the cellmates.
Wow.
He's had incidents in prison to where like one time he refused to tell a guard how a trick was done. So the guard ransacked his cell, claimed that the magician beat him up, and he was thrown in solitary for 3 months.
Whoa.
Weird stuff like that. And he says he has to be careful doing magic in front of gang members because some of them will feel insulted if they feel like they're being fooled. And that's the entire point of magic, is somebody's tricking you, right?
Oh yeah, and they do it so well that you don't notice.
But he says the highlight of this inmate's life is around the holidays, he gets to do a 45-minute show for everybody. And he says it's really interesting trying to plan this show with this guy. And the prisoner has a brother who's a doctor, and the doctor will often give the magician money to buy the inmate equipment and books, but it gets complicated because there's limits on what you can have. So, for example, the inmate can only have 10 books at a time. So he'll buy him books, but he has to wait until the inmate is done with one book before he can send him another one.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he said that he wrote a book with this guy, but he only did a limited press for other magicians, rather. And to me, that's a fascinating story. I'd love to read something like that.
So he only gives an exception to prisoners?
Yes.
I don't understand that.
Because his ration... So he works with this guy, and then he said that he worked with another guy years and years ago who was in prison for 9 years. Mm-hmm. The guy who was in prison for 9 years got released, was out for a couple of years. Then there was a parole violation. He got sent back to prison for a year, came back out, and now that guy is a professional magician.
Really?
Yeah, he said the name in the book, but I forgot who it was.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
But he wouldn't teach anybody else magic except
there's a couple of things to this, babes. One, he's on the road a lot. Uh-huh. So it's not like he just... I mean, he might... Like, let's just give an example. Maybe he lives in Portland, and I know he doesn't, but... No. He's maybe in Portland like 10 weeks out of the year because he's touring the rest of the time. Mm-hmm. And two, part of the fun of me being a magician is to learn the tricks yourself. But if you're in a place like prison, there's a lot of obstacles in your way. So that's why he's willing to help out in that situation.
Okay.
Yeah. I would love to read a book about this prisoner and prisoners who learn magic. That seems fascinating. And he says a lot of prisoners pick it up because... in prison libraries, apparently, they have a lot of books about like what you can do for hobbies as a prisoner. So there's many books on origami or on being a magician. And he said the other thing too is if he sends a hardcover book to the prison, they have to cut off the covers because they could be used as weapons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I'd love to read a book about prison magic. Maybe we could write one together.
No.
You and me.
I don't think I want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that either.
I don't really want to go to any prisons.
Back in the day when I was involved with the Blind Cafe, and we're not going to go into the dramatics of that, but I was talking to a lady after one of our shows, and she said that she was an English teacher, but she would go inside prisons and volunteer. Mm-hmm. And I asked her a bunch of questions like, well, what was that like for you? And she said, it's interesting because a lot of the prisoners aren't allowed pencils. So you had to get like very creative with it. So like a guard would have to be there with her when she passed out a pencil and paper, but it was very hard to assign homework. And she said they tell you not to keep in contact with the prisoners after they're released. Mm-hmm. But sometimes she broke that rule depending on who the prisoner was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they kind of mentioned that in the movie Slam. Mm-hmm. I know it's a fictional film, but there's that stuff with Saul Williams and his prison teacher. Mm. You haven't seen that movie, have you?
I don't think so.
We got to watch it at some point. Mm. It's kind of low budget, but it's a really interesting film. And I like it because it really acknowledges the world of slam poetry.
When did that come out?
I want to say late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, was that an independent film?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
I'm going to guess it came out in like 98 or 2000, somewhere in between there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't say that I've heard of it.
Oh, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you haven't heard me talk about it. We should have a Saul Williams night, which I know the films I would show you.
I think you have talked about it, but I've never seen it.
I know the films I would show you because there's not a lot that really feature him in the forefront. We would probably start with Slam Nation and then watch the movie Slam.
So Slam Nation is the documentary?
Yes. About when the National Slam Poetry Championship took place here in Portland.
Oh, wow.
Back in 96. Unfortunately, that's one of my regrets in life, babes, that I wasn't into poetry before then.
Yeah, but you were only 13.
Yeah, but they 14. Had a lot of open mics around town because of this. And a lot of people in that world were here. I know if I would have been into that world back then, I would have made a killing and I would have established myself as somebody to be reckoned with in that world.
You would have made a killing?
No, I would have.
Wow.
No, I would have. There's no question about it. Huh. There's no question about it. Because even though I didn't get to perform at those heights, there's people in that world who know who I am.
Right.
Yeah. But I never got to perform it on the National Slam Championship level. I came very close. But it never happened for various reasons. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Yeah. But if I ever relive my life, that's one of the things I'm going to do.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, good, babes. Good.
Good.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson's book is interesting, too. I know we've had the discussion about the globe and the rockets that Jeff Bezos is sending up into space. So if the Earth was the size of a globe that you see in a classroom, the distance that Jeff Bezos has gone from Earth out into space is like 1 centimeter, or like half of 1 centimeter. Now compare that to going to the moon. If Earth was the size of a globe in a classroom, the moon would be the next classroom over. So it's more of a distance. He touches on many things. Like, the one thing I didn't like is he brought up the Moby controversy again, and that was mentioned before in his book's Letters from an Astrophysicist.
Why did he bring up Moby's controversy?
Because he's talking about, in one part of the book, the difference between liberals and conservatives. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said that he's very liberal on most things. And he was surprised that the first president who showed him some love was George W. Bush, put him on some committees. And he said because of that, he was forced to spend time around a lot more conservatives. And it kind of opened his worldview a little bit. So he's comparing liberal thought versus conservative thought. And one thing he said that it's actually something I have noticed. He says, like, alternative medicine used to just be like a liberal thing. And within the last 15 years, it's become more of a purple issue. There's a lot more conservatives getting into alternative medicine. And
well, also to what goes into our bodies, like as far as our food, where it comes from.
Exactly. And he covered that, but that's, a wide swath concern.
So now you know I wasn't lying about that.
Yeah, because it's weird because I have a couple of conservative friends outside of, obviously, my girlfriend who are into alternative medicine. And I thought that was weird because growing up as a lib, it was just considered like a liberal thing. But apparently it's becoming more nuanced. And then he also talks about the anti-vax movement. Now, just so you know, don't get triggered. Neil deGrasse Tyson is very pro-vaccination, but he does make the point, which is true, that up until the COVID-19 vaccinations, it was mainly a liberal thing to be anti-vax.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Because, and granted, I didn't start really getting interested in politics until 2008. But I did not remember, listening to any conservative-ish stuff and them saying, you need to get vaccinated. I just thought that everybody did. And I didn't realize that people were now questioning not just what was in vaccines, but how they were processed. And then the COVID shots came about, and people have had some questions about it. So I think over the years I've become more anti-vax, like after 2008, and it wasn't because of COVID. It was because the very last vaccine I took was the flu vaccine, and I thought to myself, the only thing that it really made me feel was sleepy. But I also heard instances where my sister got sick 2 weeks after she got it, and I just decided, just like that I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to take these anymore.
I've never gotten a flu vaccine as an adult, and I doubt I ever will. But like one of the things Neil deGrasse Tyson does is he's very into numbers. So he gives an example in the book about how we were almost done with the measles in 2000. And then a bunch of anti-vax people started not vaccinating their kids because of it. And yeah, some of that was conservative Christians, but a lot of that was liberals. And again, I listened to this very late at night, but he says the top 3 states where we've had the most outbreaks of measles, and we had an outbreak of measles in 2019, all 3 states were like California, Washington State, and Oregon, which are all lean very liberal. So I know I'm not doing it a good justice now, but he tries to break down and he says, and we have these assumptions about conservatives, like they're very pro-family and they're the ones trying to save marriage. But he says, if you look at states where there's the highest divorce rates, 6 out of the 10 states lean more conservative in elections.
Yeah, I think that's BS, but that's just me.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I mean, this is just my opinion. I'm thinking, yeah, you probably got it from a liberal study.
Well, wait a second, but he's saying good things about conservatives too.
Oh, I get it. I just don't agree with that.
Oh my goodness.
I just think that part is bull.
See, I've noticed this with conservatives, babes, is if you tell them information that feeds into their biasy, they'll go along with it. But if you tell them something that challenges it, they'll say, well, that has to not be true.
I'm just giving an opinion.
Okay. That's fair enough.
That's all. I'm not saying, I mean, I'm just saying it, I don't believe it's true, but that doesn't mean that, I mean, I could be wrong about it completely, but I'm just giving an opinion.
Yeah. But it's a really good book though.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
I mean, I appreciate that he's not just giving a liberal slant on it, and he is saying really, he actually is saying true things about conservatives, but I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about the 6 out of 10 states thing. However, I will say this.
Yeah.
In Christian churches, there are a lot of divorces. I will tell you that. There have, and it isn't just secular families that are getting divorced. It's a lot of Christian families that are getting divorced. And there's a lot of things that could contribute to that, but
yeah, and keep in mind a couple different things. Again, I listen to this late at night, so you're getting numbers that maybe I'm getting a little bit wrong, right? Because I wasn't, I'd like to believe that I was completely on it, but the human memory is fallible. But also, if he really wanted to be like, oh, I'm a lib and I'm gonna show the conservatives, he could have said 9 out of 10 states that have the highest divorce rates are in conservative states. You know what I mean?
I'll say this: it's possible that maybe he's right to some degree.
Yeah.
I am a little bit skeptical, but having said that, divorce rates are high in both secular and Christian circles, I think.
I was having a discussion with a good friend of mine about 15 years ago, and she's a lib, but she lives in a very conservative state. And she's, I
think I know that is.
Yeah, and she's lived in very conservative states the majority of her life, with some exceptions. And we were talking, and she made a point that I agreed with, but it was her point. It came out of her mouth first was, and again, this was like 15 years ago. She's like, it's so interesting that Republicans want to stop gay marriage, but yet they're pro-family, because who does more these days to keep up the tradition of family? It's like gay people, when you think about it. You always hear about like gay people in the news getting married and wanting to have kids, but with like straight people, she's like, Rick, you have no interest in having kids. And she's like, I don't have any kids. But it's mostly like gay people now who.
That's not necessarily true, Bubs.
Okay. But this was us talking on the phone.
I mean, I have a totally different idea than what she's saying.
Oh.
I do not agree with it whatsoever. I think that the reason why a lot of straight people, especially if they're conservative, are up in arms is it has. And I'm just giving my opinion. We don't have to have a debate on this because I know you probably want to.
I disagree, but go ahead.
I know. But what I don't agree with is it has nothing to do with gay people wanting families or gay people wanting the right to marry. I think the reason why a lot of conservative straight people, especially conservative families, do not like that happening is because they feel like that could open the door to other forms of redefining marriage that should be illegal, like bestiality, minor attraction, which I think what it is that they want to, they feel like they want to normalize these things, and no one in their right mind would want to normalize young girls or young boys getting married to older women and older men.
Yeah, but
I'm not done.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard you speak.
All right.
I'm not trying to debate here. I'm not giving my opinion, okay? I know you want to do that.
Go ahead.
And we feel that, and it isn't just families that are being threatened. It's children being having their rights taken away to have mothers and fathers. It's not just that, and also the over sexualization of children. It's not just one thing. It's a whole bunch of things that have now contributed to what's going on in education. And you have to look at both sides of it. You can't just say, well, it's the gay people that are pro family. That's not true.
I think
that is not true.
My friend's argument is it's mostly in our generation, it's mostly gay people that are like keeping the family structure alive, which is ironic because the right keeps fighting it. That was more her point, and I do think that there's a lot of truth to that. And I would say, well, if nobody in their right mind is into bestiality, then we don't have to worry about making it legal.
Well, that's what conservative families are worried about, because now that the quote unquote Respect for Marriage Act is passed, and we don't have to go into that either because I have a lot to say about that.
Oh my goodness.
Then that means that anyone, it seems, and it doesn't seem like it would happen now, but a lot of people are speculating that the door will be open to other forms of redefining what marriage is now. So it's not just men and men, women and women. It's other things, and that's why a lot of people are up in arms about it, and they don't want their children to get caught up in what's going on right now.
Okay, and I would just make the argument, and this is Rick's opinion, and then we're going to move on from this, is that, well, why don't we just say, okay, gay marriage is cool, and anything else outside of that isn't?
Because they want to push it more. It's not that they're not happy with just gay marriage being okay. They're happy with, well, why don't we open the door to other stuff? And it just seems like it's happening very, very gradually. And if you can indoctrinate the kids to learning about alternative lifestyles, then they can have little social justice warriors that grow up to be even bigger social justice warriors. And then things start to go a different way.
I would just say this. I've known a lot of gay people over the years, and maybe they're not saying this to me because I'm a straight dude, but I've never heard a gay person say to me, yeah, Rick, I'm glad I get to be married, but wouldn't it be great if I could marry a kid or introduce kids to bestiality? I've never heard that. That doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I honestly think it's gradually building and building until you don't see it anymore.
There's some weird sexual stuff that's building, but honestly, I think what it is there's too much pushback to it. So if people just accepted gay marriage, then it would be less of an issue.
No, what it is our society is morally decaying. That's what it is. It's not that there's pushback. Is that parents are very concerned about their children. They don't want to be told how to raise their children, and our society is morally decaying. That's what it is. It's moral decay.
Okay, I would just say this. Have you heard about the latest controversy with the Don't Say Gay bill? Apparently, there's a lot of children who have gay parents who are told that their assignments are no longer acceptable because they're being given assignments like, well, tell us what you did over the weekend. And because their parents are gay and they write in, I spent time with my parents, and they have like 2 moms in the household or 2 dads, the teachers won't accept these assignments in Florida.
Well, have you ever thought that a lot of these teachers are giving these assignments to, have you ever thought that it isn't necessarily those teachers that should be pushed back on, but the ones that are teaching, that are indoctrinating these kids from kindergarten to 3rd grade? I think there's a lot more to that than what you're saying.
I think it's a little bit ridiculous to have preferred pronouns in classrooms. But I also think on the opposite side, if I was a kid who had 2 gay parents and I couldn't turn in a report because my teacher said, write a report about what you did over the weekend, and I said, I spent the weekend with my 2 dads or my 2 moms, I would feel pretty sad about that.
I personally would look into that more because I've never heard that. Okay. I think that a lot of I think a lot of that stems from the other side being mad at Ron DeSantis because he's putting his foot down and saying, I don't want kindergarten to third grade kids being indoctrinated about gay sex in the classrooms. And I think that a lot of parents are pushing back against that too. So it's not... And these teachers that don't want to teach this curriculum are being threatened too. So I mean, it's a whole big thing. It's a whole big mess.
By the way, I'm not a third grade teacher, so I don't know about the indoctrination that's going on in classrooms.
Oh, there's a lot of it.
I've heard stuff. I don't know if it's true, but I would say, but maybe we could come together as a society and say, okay, maybe you don't teach sex education and prefer pronouns to a 5-year-old. But if you have a two gay parents, then, you know, what's the problem with being able to say that?
I have a feeling that there's more to that than just one side of the coin, that, oh, these teachers are bad because they're not letting these kids that have homosexual parents do their assignments. I think there's a lot more to that. I do. There's always more of the story. It's not just one-sided.
Right, but I would make...
And I don't know because I just heard this now, so...
Yeah. And we will drop it. I would make the argument that it's also not just one-sided of there are all these teachers trying to sexualize kids either. It's probably a little bit more nuanced than that.
I'm not saying that everyone is, okay? Yeah. I'm not saying... There are actually good teachers in the school system that are caught up in this mess. But for sure, there are teachers and counselors that are acting more like activists that want to... over-sexualize these kids, and I think it's so illegal and wrong. It should be illegal, and I think it's very wrong, and you know, they should be talking to their parents, and I think that their parents absolutely should know how they're being educated, and if they don't like how they're being educated, they should have the freedom to take them out of school.
Well, so here's a question. And I'm just...
I thought we were gonna move.
No, but this isn't like a debate. Like, I'm for gay marriage and I'm cool, which is true. But and you're against gay marriage and gay people.
I never said that.
Oh, okay,
nothing against gay people, Bubs.
Okay, cool. Do we know any teachers who teach like kindergarten to third grade, or do we know any? I mean, there's my nephew who's in second grade. And I talk to my sister fairly often. And
I thought he was in third.
Is he in third grade?
Let me think. Hold on.
He might be in third grade.
He just, if I remember correctly, can I say this?
Yeah.
He just turned 8 this year.
Okay.
So maybe he's going to be in third. I'm sorry. Or maybe he is already in third.
Okay. That's okay. But my point is, have we talked to any teachers or parents recently where parents aren't just saying like an abstract thing? They hear what's going on in schools, but it's like their own kids' experience?
Well, I've been hearing stuff during the COVID lockdowns. I've been hearing things where the kids were in a Zoom meeting and the parents wanted to know what was going on because they want to know what their kids are learning. Mm-hmm. And these instructors were telling their parents, no, you're not allowed to hear what's going on.
Okay, but my question is, have you heard that firsthand from a parent or just like on the news?
Oh, no, I mean, I haven't heard it first from a parent necessarily. That doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't happening. And I've also heard clips of parents going to meetings in, like, for example, Loudoun County, Virginia, where things like that sort was going on, and also in parts of, in other states. And the people that have been holding these meetings were calling parents domestic terrorists just because they want to know what's going on with their kids.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is maybe it would behoove us, instead of hearing what the media is telling us, to like try to reach out to people we know who have kids around that age. By the way, just so you know, I got my first sex ed class in third grade. And it wasn't like, oh, they're teaching me you got to be gay or anything. It was just a regular sex ed class where we talked about wet dreams. We talked about, you know, this is what you do when you meet a girl, all that type of stuff. Because this was back in the Disney.
Gay, Bubs.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're not living in the hood. Bubs.
When people say kindergartners to third grade, does that lean more towards third grade? I'd like to know this stuff. And maybe we should talk to people who we know who have kids who are around that age and who are currently in school, or if we know teachers,
I mean, I can tell you that my sister definitely is very my sister is very concerned about this. I'm sure she knows the kind of things that my niece and nephew are coming home with. Mm-hmm. But she's looking out for it. It's not like, I mean, I don't know what has happened thus far because my nephew is in middle school and my niece is a freshman in high school.
Well, you could do, babes, since your nephew is closer to third grade. I know it's been a few years, but you could talk to him and you could say...
Well, he's in 7th grade now.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is he's closer to third grade than your nieces who are in high school. So you could talk to him and you could say, hey, what did you learn in third grade? What did you learn in 2nd grade? You could say, maybe this is an opportunity for you to have a more adult conversation with him and say, I keep hearing that they're trying to sexualize little kids. I know it's been a couple years for you. And I was just curious myself because I want to be a more informed adult. What was it like for you to be in this grade? And did you personally feel like you were over-sexualized?
Well, and also too, part of his schooling was homeschooled. So I have to really ask my sister about which it's I don't know.
But you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah. I probably would. I would most likely talk to my sister about it because she would know more than I would.
Okay, but I'm okay. We can move on from this.
I think we should. I think we should.
Yes.
Move on. I think we talked to death already.
All right, give me a kiss.
No.
Why not?
It was a good conversation.
Well, the conversation isn't over yet, there, Jay. Well, it is about gays.
That segment was good. And notice I didn't tickle you then.
Yeah. And you don't have to.
I might.
Okay, well, try not to get too triggered because in the book, Neil Degrassi Tyson...
I thought we were moving on to something else.
We're talking about Neil Degrassi Tyson, babes, in this book. You want to know that I actually, paid attention, don't you?
I know.
Okay. He talks about climate change. And now Neil Degrassi Tyson is a physicist. He's in that world. He says that 97% of scientists believe that...
That's a very large number.
Right, exactly.
That's a very large number, and I'm also skeptical about that too.
Okay. Believe that humans are contributing to climate change. So he says,
that's funny.
Well, I would assume he would know this because he's in that world, right?
You would assume that. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Bobby. Neil Degrassi Tyson is a liberal who believes in climate change. But let's get through this. Let's talk it out. So he gives the analogy of, imagine there is a bridge in town. It could be, whatever town you live in. And that works here because in Portland we have a lot of bridges. Mm-hmm. And 97% of the people who are in charge of looking at that bridge and who know how bridges work go on the news and say that this bridge is unsafe to drive across. And only 3% of people say this is a safe bridge. You have nothing to worry about. Would you feel safe going across that bridge? And the other example he gives is...
Okay, wait, I'm confused. Say that one more time.
Okay. He says, so there's 97% of scientists believe that man contributes to global warming or climate change. Climate change is the best term, right?
Well, I don't know. It's been changed over the years.
Okay, well, we're going to...
Kind of hokey.
Okay, we're going to go with climate change. 97% of scientists believe in that, and 3% don't. So he says, all right, let's look at this objectively. Let's say you have a town with a bridge, like the town that you live in, and 97% of people who work on that bridge and who are experts in that field come on the news and say, we think that this bridge is unsafe to drive across or walk across. There's going to be a major accident soon with this bridge. And 3% of people who work on that bridge come on the news and say, this bridge is completely safe. Don't even worry about it. Would you feel comfortable going across that bridge?
Yeah, but there's a difference between the bridge and climate change. I wouldn't if they were if they actually built the bridge, but here's where I think it gets really tricky with Neil Degrassi Tyson's ridiculous declaration that 97% of scientists believe
he works in that field, babes.
Well, that doesn't mean he's right. There are a lot of scientists and climatologists and even people from Greenpeace that have gone back and said, you know what, there's not enough evidence for climate change. And by the way, seasons do change, just like the weather changes. But all those changes that these climate people are talking about are not as severe as they think it is. And stop laughing at me.
Well,
stop laughing at me. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't know if people want to hear us argue about it again.
Right. And I would say we could look at Oregon as an example and see that Alana is given some interesting information that I... Wait, no tickling. I thought we were doing that today. Alana is giving some information that I don't necessarily... Or some opinions that I don't necessarily agree with. I would say this, babes... that he works in that field, so I think he would know who's works in that field, and he looks at a lot of data. I think he would have a good idea who's for or against climate change based on that. And two, if you know anything about science, it's not that it makes his opinion right, but it's based on looking at evidence. And scientists are kind of like Buddhists in the sense that they say, if enough evidence comes along that's contrary to my belief, I will change my belief.
Well, that's the problem, though. There is junk science, and there's actually real cogent science. And saying something ridiculous as 97% of scientists believe in what they think climate change is ridiculous. There is no evidence to back it up. The science doesn't really back up the fact that we can change the climate because we did not create the universe. I don't care what anybody says. We did not create the universe, and the only one that could really change the climate is who created the universe, and it's not us. And not to mention too, the words global warming, global cooling, that has changed over the years, and it didn't start with Al Gore. And I think the whole global stuff was starting to happen probably 70s and 80s when we kept hearing about it on TV. If we don't start now, then all these greenhouse gases are going to do whatever it is they do. It's ridiculousness, and it's no longer about global warming or climate change anymore. What they want to do now is they want to make people not eat meat anymore, just like Bill Gates is doing. They want to make sure that people don't use oil anymore or gas anymore for their cars. They want everything to be electric. So it has nothing to do with changing the weather patterns. It just has more to do with power and control. That's all I'm going to say about that.
By the way, if you look at weather... One, we've gone through this many times. Most scientists have said that they were wrong to come out with the term global warming and that it should have been climate change from the beginning. So I think most people would give you the W on that one. But when you look at the way the weather's changed, it's actually the quickness that the weather has changed has exceeded what most scientists predicted, even in the early 2000s.
And I think that's bunk. I really do.
Oh my god!
I think it could easily be debunked. I think that they're just trying to. And the same people are saying, don't have any kids, don't have any grandkids, because pretty soon we won't have enough room to raise these grandkids and kids. But in actuality, people are going to have kids no matter what they say.
Okay, so by the way, I think Neil Degrassi Tyson, I know, is pro having kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he's a meat eater because he said positive stuff about eating meat.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not just I don't want to sound like we're attacking him. We're not. So
I'm not attacking him.
Yeah. And we might read, I think we should read Letters from an Astrophysicist at some point, even though I just listened to it because I think you'd dig it. But
I would.
Yeah, I do. Maybe that's just because I've been going down a rabbit hole with him recently.
My guy's a sci-fi nerd.
Oh my goodness, what else?
No, I think it's cool, but maybe I'll read it.
Okay, here's the question. If you say the science debunks it, well, why don't we do an exercise where we read scientific papers about climate change independently, and they're pure verified, and we come back and discuss it in a couple weeks.
Where do you find that? I guess I can do a search on it.
We can, we could look into some scientific magazines like Scientific American, New Scientist. What we could do,
here's an idea. We could go from both sides of the angle, right? We could go pro something that is pro climate change and something that is against it. Well, so that means that we're looking at both sides of the issue.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you're saying that the science doesn't back it out, and that most scientists or a higher number of scientists don't believe in climate change, or at least don't believe that men contributed, or humans, why can't we just read regular science? Because it'll verify it in your case study, right? Mm-hmm. So why don't we just read science reports on climate change that have been published, like, let's say, within the last 3 years, because science is always changing. And then we'll get a greater sense of, well, is this what most scientists believe? Or is this what liberal Neil Degrassi Tyson says?
Why this other...
Sorry.
You were doing that during Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, really? Are you going to do this the whole movie?
Sorry about that, babes. But we could do an exercise like that. What do you think?
Possibly.
Yeah. I know I sound like a broken record, babes.
Yes,
you already know what I'm going to ask you. We've done one news exchange, and I was under the impression, it appears very naively because we did it back in like May of 2019, that we were going to do another one, and we were going to make this a annual thing. And I have news sources that I would like you to check out, and I know you have news sources you would like me to experience. I'm just waiting on getting the word from Jaylo that we're going to do another news exchange, and I'll go down the maybe Tucker Carlson rabbit hole, and I'll send you down.
Or I might give you something else. I haven't decided yet.
And I'll send you down like the secular talk or BBC rabbit hole. When are we going to do this news exchange?
I have no idea. Why don't we think about the science thing and when that's going to happen first?
Okay.
Before we even...
That's going to be on the front burner. And you said that this week you were going to do your homework and debunk me on Trump getting money from the Saudis. Because I said that the way that they're giving it to him, and you can check into this publicly, is they're having golf tournaments at Trump-owned golf courses. And that's how you can verify that they're funneling money to him.
We'll see.
And it's all over the papers.
Which papers?
Well, you can check into it. You could probably go on Trump's golf websites, right? For the golf courses, and see what events have been held there, and cross-reference that to what events are being sponsored by the Saudi-led golf tournaments.
I think I have an idea about where I might go, and other places. But
I'm going to go to truthsocial.com.
Hey, Bubs.
What?
Stop it.
All right. But I'm telling you a very scientific way to look at it, babes.
No, I understand.
A very easy way to look at it. Just go on their website. See what events have been happening there recently. And then see what organizations...
I thought we were talking about the scientific papers.
No, I'm telling you... I said I was segueing, babes, to your homework about seeing if I'm right that Trump is getting money through the Saudis through his golf courses.
Okay.
Yes. How do you feel about that there, Jaylo?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't.
I don't.
Oh, he's feeling my face.
Soft as a baby's bottom.
Boy.
Don't worry. I'm not going to do what a certain person did.
Okay. Well, good.
2 years ago. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Another ghoul. Mexican place.
Mexican place,
coffee shop. You guys went to a Mexican place and a coffee shop?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
the one who's buddies with you.
Kind of.
I don't think she's talking to you anymore.
The last time I contacted her, I asked her about the exhibit we were thinking about going to. But she said she didn't want to go.
But remember, she was also supposed to give you info on that organization that she's a part of that has events, and she never did it. I think, babes...
Organization?
You want me to say the name of it here? I don't think you do.
I'll ask you later.
The one that sponsored the dinner?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but then I don't know. I'm not too worried about it.
I don't know for sure, babes, but I suspect, because she knows people who I've gone out with in the past, that she's still friends with. I don't know this for sure. My belief is that she was given the edict, don't talk to Alana or Rick.
I don't
especially Alana. Because if she was told not to talk to Rick, she'd break that in a heartbeat. But
yeah, but she did respond to me. So, I mean, it's not like she would never, it's not like she blocked me or anything.
Okay, good.
I mean, that
listen, this is an opinion. I don't know this for sure.
I think you're wrong in this case.
Okay, I know you do. I know.
Bubs.
What?
Are you being condescending?
No, I don't believe in that.
Oh, okay. What? I just wanted to know. Okay.
Yes. Good stuff there. So I'm reading some good books right now, Jaylo, and I'm still struggling to get through Don Quixote. I know everybody says it's a classic. I had lunch with a friend of mine this week, and he's a reader. Mm-hmm. I told him about my struggles to get through the book, and he said, I actually feel the same way you do. Like, the first half of the book is pretty good. I agreed with that. And then the second part of the story, it kind of lacks something. And one of the reasons for that is because the first part was written about 10 years before the second part.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a storyline to it?
There is. It's about Don Quixote, who basically is this guy who is super rich, for the time. This is like 400 or 500 years ago. Uh-huh. And goes kind of mad because he spends all these times reading books. So he goes off with his assistant, and they get into all these adventures, and he's trying to impress this lady named Dulcinea, I want to say.
Where is he from?
I want to say this is Spain.
Spain, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. Written by Cervantes.
Cervantes.
And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because I am a white guy.
Cervantes. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Thank you.
I think.
Thank you. John, That's my imitation of you reading Don Quixote.
What?
No, I don't know.
Talking about
babes.
Yes.
I understand from my notes here that I'm not the only one who's been doing some reading.
Reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm close to I'm getting closer and closer to being done with 11/22/63. I think and my speed is now faster, so that helps a lot too.
Through the Bard app.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're listening to the audiobook.
And where I left off, so there's a lot of things that happened, but the main thing right now is that these three guys follow Jake/George Amberson / Epping.
Yep.
Back to his apartment on West Neely Street because he's getting ready to leave. And they beat him up pretty bad with a pipe and take a picture of him because they work for this guy named Eddie Gutierrez, who is it sounds like he's a part of the mob, right?
Yeah.
He thinks, he thinks something's going on because he found out about the bets that Jake/George was making, and he won one of the bets, and they're also in connection with Carlos Marcello, and so they decide not to kill him. They take a picture of him. He's badly hurt. He goes into the hospital, and he's going through instances where, okay, he sees a woman with a scar but doesn't realize it's Sadie. Or he sees a guy with a cowboy hat but doesn't realize it's Deke Simmons. And so he's going through the physical therapy, and Sadie is kind of now his caregiver, even though she's dealing with her own issues with her face. Mm-hmm. So the tables have turned, and it seems like the past is harmonizing with itself right now. And so he's kind of held up and trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to take Sadie into the future because she's starting to find out about this? And she's finding out very gradually. And, but no matter what, she wants to be with him no matter where he is in the past or the future. But now she's also having doubts.
Yeah.
So that's where I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, because I think I kind of spoiled this for you on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Or actually, I spoiled it for you, I think maybe on Friday.
Yeah.
Is what did you think of the scene at the store
where
George confronts
Jessica Caltrop?
Yeah,
Jessica Caltrop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was great.
Yeah, I did too.
It was almost like a Harper Valley PTA moment, if you ever heard the song.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these women were criticizing how she raised her daughter, but she turned the tables on them and said, yeah, well, the people like you that are doing the criticizing, you should look at yourselves before you criticize me.
Live your life, Miss Caltrop, and let others live theirs.
Let's live ours. Yeah, it's like, you know what? You may not like what we're doing, but just leave us alone because we want nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because he pretty much scared her out of the store.
That was great. She waddled away.
Yes, and he's like, I understand you had a kid at 16, and that must have been very hard for you, right?
And she's like threatening her. She's like, well, if you were still a teacher, and he's like, she's like, I'd have you fired, and he's like, you might, but I'm not a teacher anymore. And here's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, it's like, I love her and she loves me and blah, blah, blah. And she really had no room to criticize because she got into a mess too.
Mm-hmm.
She got into, she had some problems too. And now she wants to be all high and mighty on her, self-righteous and everything. But those are the kind of people that really, really test my patience.
Yeah.
If you all think about it, if you really think about it, all of us have been hypocrites at one time.
Exactly.
So she can't be all Miss Self-Righteous when she's done some bad things too.
Exactly. I say just live your life and do your thing. Uh-oh. That's my model in life.
And if a person changes, they changes, and if they don't, then you do whatever you can to improve yourself.
Yeah, just try your best not to be a complete asshole in life. I guess that's my real model. And know that you're going to mess up once in a while, but do your best to stick to that. Golden rule. That's my golden rule. Try your best not to be an asshole.
That isn't the golden rule.
I said that's Rick's golden rule.
Okay.
Oh. What is it in the Bible? It's like love your neighbors, you love yourself or something.
Well, it's the golden rule that people talk about is do unto others what what was it?
Oh, so you would have
do unto others that you would have them do unto you, but nice. It doesn't mean to. It basically means to give people grace.
Oh.
But, the concept is in the Bible, but that's not what it actually says. It doesn't say that in the Bible, but the concept is in it.
Okay, so let's go.
But love thy neighbor as thyself is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, or Rick's thing is pretty good too.
Oh, Rick's thing is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Rick's thing, I didn't say I agree with it.
You do. You said that you're going to finish the book today.
I'd like to.
Nice.
I'd like to, or at least early tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because you got to finish it soon so we can read.
Why We Kiss Under the Mistletoe. I want to read that because that's gonna be a fun Christmas book.
Yeah.
Yes. About Christmas traditions.
Exactly.
And probably things that you didn't even know about, and I didn't know about.
Well,
I'm really interested, and that'll be just in time because Christmas is next week, and that means you're gonna be birthday boy.
You will be dating the birthday boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
For one day.
Yeah. Well, but I will have the power of the birthday boy. There should be a song called Birthday Boy and Birthday Girl. Wherever they're just like, it's the birthday boy or the birthday girl. And they just sing that like over and over. Couldn't you see John Legend doing something like that?
Not really.
Okay.
I couldn't even see Madonna singing a song like that either.
I couldn't see Madonna doing anything like that. But, she's old.
She's old and decrepit. No.
Yeah, probably.
She's old and maybe insignificant. I know we make fun, but her days in the 80s are over.
Yeah, how's the British accent treating her?
This is Madonna.
Yes.
This is Madonna.
That's why
it's so pretentious.
Even though Courtney Love is an insane "see you next Tuesday," as Jaylo would say.
I wouldn't say that. You did.
Oh. I did like what she did to Madonna.
What did she do?
So Madonna's giving an interview with Kurt Loder. This is like in the late 90s.
Oh, I don't remember this.
And I think they're on... again, this is one of those things. It's been years since I've seen this, but you could probably find it on YouTube. I think they're like on top of like some rooftop, and somebody starts throwing stuff up to the roof and hitting Madonna in the face.
Oh, ouch.
And they look down and it's Courtney Love. And I think Courtney is clearly on something.
What is she throwing?
I want to say it's like papers or something.
Oh, okay. It's not anything like that would hurt or anything, like rocks.
So Kurt Loder has her brought up to the rooftop, and she's like, completely stealing the shine away from your girl Madonna. It was pretty fun to watch.
And she's pretty, and you think she was on something?
In Clearly. Rick's opinion, she was on something.
Yeah, I don't know. The more and more I hear interviews from Madonna over the years, they seem just like very pretentious.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I have this fake British accent. I know it's a little bit nuanced, but you can tell it's really fake.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I think she's lost it. I really her prime is just over now. She's just an old lady. I don't know. I mean, I know she's tried to reinvent herself over the years, but I think now it's just done now.
Yeah, but you got to give her credit. She did have a long run, and that's not easy to do.
She did have a long run. I'm not going to say that she never reinvented herself, but now it's like, okay, you got to stop now.
Yeah.
It's enough. Even in 2008, when I think she was close to 50, right? Between 2008 and 2009, I don't remember what year she was born, but she was hitting that age.
Okay, so I know that all roads in life go back to Howard Stern. I remember listening in like 2008, and Howard had on her brother.
Really?
Yeah, and I haven't listened to the interview since then. But if I remember right, he was saying something like Madonna's husband at the time, who I think was Guy Ritchie, didn't like the brother because he was gay.
Really?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was something like that he was no longer allowed to talk to Madonna because he was gay. Which is weird because Madonna flirted a lot with gay and bisexuality early on in her career.
She was definitely open about that.
But the guy, his claim was that Guy Ritchie was like a huge homophobe.
I never understood homophobes. I really have never understood them.
Oh my goodness.
I don't.
Well.
And we talked about this yesterday.
We did talk. It is a little bit weird since you're, anti-gay rights, but
there's a difference, Bubs. There's a total difference. I know you don't quite understand it, but there is a difference.
I mean, I would make the argument that would make you homophobic, but that's just
no, it's not.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Not at all. I think there's a lot of misconceptions on people who do not like the idea of same-sex marriage and people that are just afraid of gay people. There's a difference.
Interesting. But we don't need to go there.
I think we pretty much talked this one to death.
Oh, especially this week we have. But I love you, babes.
I love you.
I love my homophobic Jaylo.
I am not.
Oh,
you stop it! I'll bite your nose.
All right, give me a kiss then.
Give me a nose.
No, give me a kiss because you said you stop it all. Bite your nose. I stopped it. Oh my goodness!
Oh. I'm just kidding. I think you have a nice nose.
Thank you, babes.
Cute nose.
Yeah. Well, it was a good reading time we had yesterday. And
it was good.
Glad that you're further along in the book.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Babes.
Yeah?
We made dinner last night, which is not a huge thing, but
no, it was really good. It was our version of a chicken club sandwich. Mm-hmm. I bought 2 things of chicken breast and we used the last of it and some bacon to go with that. What I did was I put 6. I had 6 slices of bread, or I'm sorry, 8 slices of bread for. Wait. Let me think.
Yeah, 8 slices of bread.
8 slices of bread for each of us.
You soaked 2 of them in.
I put some slices had the sweet onion sauce, which is really good, and then the other slices had blue cheese. And one of my slices, which I think I did a little. What I didn't do was I didn't make sure that the sauce was coming out slowly from the bottle, because I forgot. Oh wait, this bottle is not the kind that you squeeze. It's the kind that if you're not careful, it's going to get all over the place. Well,
exactly.
I got one piece of bread, which was mine. It got pretty soggy, and I was really worried that it just wasn't going to taste good. And you're like, I thought you're going to replace it. I'm like, no, it's a waste of bread. So I dumped what I could off of it into the garbage.
Yeah.
And then I put some more, but I didn't put as much. And you're like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, look, you give me the plate that has the bread that was really soggy, because I can eat that.
Yeah.
And it actually turned out pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. And we each had 2 sandwiches, and it was really good. The chicken was tender. The bacon was really crunchy. And
we
yummy.
Put avocado and lettuce.
Super good. And blue cheese. The blue cheese made it taste even better.
Yeah.
It was really good. And we already have a couple of likes.
On Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Good stuff, babes.
That was good?
Yes.
Yes.
And you know what I was telling you the other day?
Mm-hmm.
I remember a couple months ago when we talked about watching Terms of Endearment, and we couldn't think of the second movie. And I think it was actually City Slickers, which we're not going to talk about now, but I wanted to acknowledge that.
Yes, it was City Slickers. Yes, and it was pretty funny.
It was good. I'm not a huge Billy Crystal fan. I think he's a little bit too full of himself, in my own personal opinion. Mm-hmm. But I did like City Slickers. I mean, this isn't controversial. I think my 3 favorite films with him are probably When Harry Met Sally, Throw Mama from the Train, and then probably City Slickers. It was well done. The first one. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that was those are really fun movies. He was not. Wait, tell me again. He was not in the Prince's Diary. The Prince's Diary, right? Or the Prince's Bride, rather.
I thought he was. I thought he had like a small part.
Yeah, you forgot the Prince's Bride. I like that movie.
I don't really consider that a Billy Crystal film. So maybe I'd put that above City Slickers. Because, yeah, that might outdo City Slickers.
I did like the Prince's Bride. I mean, it took me a while to watch it, because for some reason I didn't remember watching it. And I watched it with a good friend at the time, and I thought, this is a really good movie. I like it. I
saw it in high school, and I may have had something in my system at the time. May have been a little bit of wake and bake stuff going on there. Probably watched it early in the morning, so I didn't really remember it that well. And I'm telling this to a friend of mine in like 2010, and he's laughing, but he's like, Bald God, we should really watch this movie together. So we did, and I wasn't on anything in 2010, and I really, really enjoyed it.
That was good.
Yeah.
But
because of, when I saw it, it doesn't have the iconic place in my childhood that it does with a lot of other people.
Yeah, I think it's possible that I may have seen parts of it when I was younger, but I really liked it when I saw it in my 20s. Mm-hmm. It was good.
Yeah. Directed by, I believe, Rob Reiner.
Yep. Yeah. I like how the grandpa's telling this little boy the story.
It's Fred Savage, right?
I don't remember who it was.
I'm pretty sure it's Fred Savage.
It might have been Fred Savage.
Yeah.
It might have been around the time that he was in the Wonder Years. I don't know.
I think it was
No. That the boy was younger.
No, right? But it came out a couple years before the Wonder Years.
Okay, maybe.
Hold on. Let's find out. Alexa, is Fred Savage in the movie The Princess Bride? All right, in case you couldn't hear that, Miss A said yes.
Okay, so that was him then.
Yes.
He was the only little boy in there.
I thought it was.
Wallace Shawn was funny in that one too.
He's great in everything. He's great in that. He's great on DS9. He's great on that. But my favorite performance of him has to be that episode of Murphy Brown that he's on. He's incredible in that episode.
He's also in Clueless too.
Yeah, he's great in that too.
Okay, tell me really quick what his role was on Murphy Brown.
It's a 1-episode thing. So they have, the premise of Murphy Brown is that she's a reporter and they are working on a news magazine called FYI, right? Mm-hmm. And they're doing like a special anniversary for the show. Miles, the producer, started off late into FYI's run. Mm-hmm. It's like, we're getting all the special footage for the anniversary show. And so I believe her, Jim, and Frank, who are two of the other characters on the show, were there from the beginning. Miles and Corky, who is another reporter, came on to FYI later in the show's run. Mm. And Miles said, oh, and we think that we can get what's-his-name to come back, the guy who used to do commentary for FYI, but left after 6 episodes. Isn't that weird that he was gone? And that he left so quickly into the show's run. And what we find out is the 3 of them who were with the show from the beginning conspired to get this guy fired because he was just really, really annoying. And the guy who comes back to play him is Wallace Shawn. And he's just like, he like cleans his ears with people's pencils. He butchers the English language much like I do and Alana here. And there's a few other things, but
I do not butcher the English language.
He hasn't lived the best life since he was fired from the show. I think he might be like a car salesman or something.
Oh, wow.
That personally is my favorite performance of Wallace Shawn. And he's done a lot of good ones.
Did you say that I butcher the English language?
Yeah.
No, I think that's you, Bob.
Well, I said I do too.
I
didn't lie.
I try not to anyway.
Okay. Mm. Oh my goodness. Jaylo Shawn.
Jaylo Shawn. No, Wallace Shawn is super funny.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he just has a funny voice. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think he's great in the Toy Story movies.
Yeah. He's overused on DS9.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because when he plays the Grand Nagus, it's mostly for humor.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know. I like those episodes, but that's just me.
He's good in it. Uh-huh. He gives a great performance, even though I think that they went back to him too many times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff, though. So we like the Princess Bride there. Jaylo.
Jaylo. Okay.
Yes. And that's Robin Wright Penn is in that, right?
It's been a while since I watched it, so I couldn't tell you. She might be.
I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah, well, she's not married to him anymore, Bub.
No, but she basically had her career ruined by being with Sean Penn. Like, really? Seriously?
We talked about this before, Bub.
For real, she could have been like the Julia Roberts of the 90s, especially after Forrest Gump. But
she was good in Forrest Gump.
She's great in that movie. Mm-hmm. But she had her career ruined because she was with Sean Penn, who I do like as an actor, and I do like a lot of his politics. But for real, he's kind of a nut job.
I can't believe he was married to Madonna.
I know.
That was her first husband.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And she left him and became Madonna, and Robin Wright stayed for 15 years too long and became Robin Wright.
Robin Wright Penn.
Exactly.
Yeah. I heard that I've been hearing things like he could be abusive and he was just angry and just couldn't control his temper.
I don't know about the abusive part. I could definitely see him being very, very angry. Mm-hmm. And not the type of person you want to spend a lot of time around.
Didn't he have a brother named Chris Penn?
Yeah, Chris Penn was an actor. I think Chris Penn is in Reservoir Dogs, but he died of a drug overdose in, I want to say 2001 or 2. He was a good actor, though.
I keep getting him mixed up with Penn Jillette, but Penn Jillette is not just a magician, but I heard that he's like really overweight.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Okay.
Yeah, he went on something called the potato diet, I think.
The potato diet?
Yeah, where he ate just potatoes for a couple months.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like potatoes, but I think after a while I get really tired of it.
That would annoy me.
Yeah. And anywho.
Yes.
Yes.
But babes, when I was a child, my mom told me about a movie called Bonnie and Clyde.
Uh-huh.
And as you know, as a kid, I was obsessed with the movie Bugsy.
Yes, apparently. You wanted to have a Bugsy cartoon.
Well, I didn't want to... You make it sound like I wanted to star in a Bugsy cartoon.
No, you said you wish there was a Bugsy cartoon.
Yeah, I wish I could watch a Bugsy cartoon of him getting into adventures. And I would talk to anybody I could about this movie.
Okay.
I was obsessed with it. One of the most influential films of my childhood. And it's just, he's like, oh, it has... what's the name? Bonnie and Clyde has Warren Beatty in it.
And Faye
from
Dunaway.
Bugsy. I didn't care about Faye Dunaway at that time.
Okay.
This is before I saw Chinatown and before Network.
Right.
Which are still her best two films.
Mm-hmm.
But oddly enough, I never wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Warren Beatty said that he was going to make Bugsy 2, I would have been fine with that. Even though
I'm sure.
I don't know how he would have done that considering the ending.
Yeah, I know.
But I wasn't really interested in Bonnie and Clyde. But my mom was so into it that she even bought the VHS of it when they did the 25th anniversary version of Bonnie and Clyde. Like, it was like a special VHS cover and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Never watched it until last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, it might have been a great film when it was released in the 60s, but it does not hold up.
Because I asked you about if Bonnie and Clyde had a storyline, and you said, well, it does, but it's loose. I said, yes, it is loose.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that it got a Best Picture nomination.
As am I.
Because they talk about it a lot in that book, Portraits of a Revolution.
Uh-huh.
Which, by the way, that's a really good book. If you want to know about film history and where we were as a country in the late 60s, I would recommend that book. But I just didn't get it. I know that it is considered ultra-violent for its time.
It was very violent, yes.
But it doesn't live up to the hype as like an actual movie.
I would agree.
I mean, we know the premise, basically. Bonnie and Clyde were two real-life criminals who were a couple, and they went on a crime spree for a while in, like, the Texas area
and
surrounding states.
And they took a man named, I guess they changed his name, but his name was supposed to be Raymond Hamilton.
Yeah, they had a crew.
Yeah, they had a crew, and that also included Clyde's brother and sister-in-law.
Clyde's brother, played by the great Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Buck.
Yeah, Buck.
And his wife, Blanche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not Gene Hackman's best movie.
No. I would say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your girl is good in it, though.
She is.
I really liked Faye Dunaway's performance. Now, it's not Network or Chinatown quality, but it's good.
It is.
She's legit good in this movie.
She is, yes.
Yeah. Warren Beatty was good, but he didn't blow me away in it.
No, I think she did a good job.
But Warren Beatty was also one of the producers of this film. I don't know what else to really say about it. I'd maybe give it a 7. A weak 7? I don't know.
I think I give it a weak 7.
Yeah. And a lot of that, honestly, for real, is just based on Faye Dunaway's performance. She's the best thing in this movie. I think.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree. And her accent was great. And she was really good, yes.
Now, I don't know how much of this is true.
What?
Let me tell my grandfather's Bonnie and Clyde story, which I kind of told you last night.
That was a weird one.
It is a weird one, and it's missing details because I was told this in like 2002. The rumor is that before Bonnie met Clyde, she had a son. And I don't know if the son was raised by the family. I think he was put up for adoption, but don't quote me on that. Bonnie goes on to get shot to death, all that great stuff.
Good stuff.
And then the son's raised, and eventually he's in his like late 60s, early 70s. And again, this might have just been a con man. But he meets my grandfather in like the late 90s. and moves in with him and my grandma. And he's supposed to be there for a week. He ends up staying for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Pretends to be like super religious. Like at one point they go to a restaurant. So my grandfather was, I think you could qualify him as a Christian, but he wasn't like one of those people who would talk your ear off about it. Like if
he wasn't super preachy.
Yeah, if you asked him his beliefs, he'd tell you. But even then, he wouldn't be like, he'd be like, well, I read the Bible and I think there's a lot of good stuff in it and I go to church. But it wouldn't be like a 3-hour dissertation about how much he loves Jesus.
Oh boy, I know where this is going.
Okay. So he was a believer, but he wasn't like, And by the way, my grandfather also pretty lib. He was in favor of gay marriage way back in the early 90s. So a lib Christian, which is the kind of Christians I like.
That sounds very, that sounds like an oxymoron to me, but move on.
Okay.
Move on, please.
Jaylo's about to get triggered. Anyways, So my grandparents, hold on, babes. They go out to a restaurant with this guy who is claimed to be the son of Bonnie. And this guy's just been like, taking advantage of their Christian kindness.
And he's trying to preach to them.
He's talking to them about Noah and the ark. And at one point, one of them says to him, we have some questions about the ark story. And the guy looks at them and he's like, you mean you don't believe in Noe? Like he calls Noah Noe.
Instead of Noah?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he fakes having a heart attack in the middle of the restaurant.
So what did they do? Did they take him to the hospital?
No. I think what happened was they helped stand him up. And he says, I think I can walk. They walk him out to the car and he says, I believe I'm fine now.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. I forget how they got this guy out of their house. But they said it was super weird.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be.
Yeah.
And where did they find him again?
So my grandfather was a carpenter up until his 70s, actually. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they met on the job. It was something like that, or he was doing some housework for them. I forget all the details, but yeah. Somehow they met. And it might have been my grandfather might have hired him or something. And then they had that weird experience. I wish I remember. See, this is why I record our conversations so much, babes. I wish I had recorded conversations with my grandfather. Because we had some really cool conversations.
Yeah, but he was okay with that.
He might have been.
He would have been okay with
He might have been, but I didn't even think to ask him. And then I could have given you more of the story of this crazy dude who was allegedly Bonnie's son.
Yeah, that's a little bit cray-cray.
Yeah.
More than a little bit.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would give that movie a week 7. Sad to say.
Yeah, I would too, babes.
Yes.
So Jaylo.
Yeah.
I have an older sister, as you already know.
Uh-huh.
Okay. About 4.5 years older than I am. Well, we just round up and say it's 5.
Oh my god.
Because we're real loose when it comes to math in my house.
Why the southern accent?
Sorry, babes, I didn't know. By the way, we already covered that it was difficult for me to talk during Bonnie and Clyde and not go into southern man mode.
And I said, really? Are we going to do this for the whole movie?
Yes.
And
the answer is no, but it was very hard not to. We only did it for 3/4 of the movie.
Not even that, because I stopped it.
Okay, good. So, have an older sister. And by the way, I should say I am a huge, huge, huge fan of The Breakfast Club. I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. And I like other John Hughes movies, too. I know you would think that my favorite movie would probably be Home Alone because of my age.
Uh-huh.
But it's not. It's The Breakfast Club, then probably Ferris Bueller's Day Off, then maybe Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not even sure if Home Alone is 3. But in any event, because I enjoy The Breakfast Club so much, I am a de facto fan of Molly Ringwald and Andrew McCarthy. And obviously John Hughes. My sister liked 16 Candles, so we watched that. And we also watched Pretty in Pink. Now, when I was in high school, babes, there was a girl I was attracted to, white girl, who kind of looked like a modern day, for 90s version of Molly Ringwald. She was in all those movies too. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And nothing ever happened between us because I was a bit of a weird kid.
I can imagine.
It shocks you. I know.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't really.
But I didn't. I think I rewatched 16 Candles, and The Breakfast Club, but I didn't rewatch Pretty in Pink around the time I was into that girl. Now, like a year later, it's 1999. I'm going to say August of that year. Mm-hmm. I'm at Tower Records. Mm-hmm. And by this time, I'm dating another girl. Mm. But I'm not with her. I'm flipping through CDs because they had a section where you could buy albums that were a little bit older for like $7.99. Mm-hmm. And this is before I had a computer, so I wasn't downloading stuff on Napster. Right. Thought it was cool. Right. And I find the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. Mm-hmm. So I did have the soundtrack album, mm-hmm. which I believe had 10 songs on it. Is that right?
I didn't buy it. Okay. I don't know.
All right.
You should know. You're the one who knew about it.
I want to say it had 10 tracks on it. Mm-hmm. If you want.
If you leave.
If you leave. All that stuff.
It's by OMD.
OMD. These nuts.
Oh.
Anyways.
You had to put that in there.
Not what it stood for. OMD's nuts. Jeez. You laughed.
Well, I didn't know what else to do. It was
well, give me a kiss.
It was so bad it was funny.
Oh my goodness. Anyways.
Okay.
Babes. So I haven't seen the movie since like 93, I'm going to guess. Uh-huh. But it's, been in my psyche for years. And I'd seen it a few times before now. We go to rewatch it last night. It's good, but it's a lot more dated than I remember.
The music was really 80s, and then you have Annie Potts, who's much older than Molly Ringwald. She's kind of eccentric, it's at least it seems like she is.
Yeah.
So let me give you a quick everybody a quick synopsis because it's.
Oh yeah, because I just gave the synopsis of my relationship with the film.
Yeah.
Which sometimes that happens.
It does.
Okay, go ahead.
So Andy is this girl who lives with her father. Her parents have been divorced after 3 years. 3 years before, I think it was. She has to wake her dad up because her dad has been unemployed for I don't know how long. And I think the relationship between them are pretty close. He tries to get her what she needs, and he he tries to be a good dad as much as he can.
Yeah, he does part-time work here and there, but he doesn't have like steady employment as what we gather.
No, it's she's thinking, are you do you want to keep on having part-time work? I mean, eventually people would want to gradually go to full-time work and actually have a full-time schedule. Oh. And he says, no, I don't want to do that. So she's trying to get him to go to appointments with a job coach, or a counselor or whatever it is. And, one day he's like, he's very happy and he makes breakfast and she's like, what's going on? It's like, oh, I got a new job. And she's like, really? And she doesn't know what's really going on.
Yep.
Meanwhile, she's got a really dorky best friend who calls himself Ducky.
Ducky, as I grab your ears.
Ducky. Why are you grabbing my ears?
I don't know.
I don't have duck ears, do I?
No. Sorry, keep going.
I don't even know what their ears look like.
Oh my goodness.
Are they like floppy ears?
I don't think so.
Anyway, I heard they're cute. Anyway, he calls himself Ducky, but his real name is Phil, and he's played by John Cryer. And it's pretty obvious in the beginning of the movie that he is like so in love with Andy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know how to tell her. And he's been watching by idly as she goes from relationship to relationship, and they pretty much dump her and not respect her. And things are happening. He even asks her dad if he could marry her someday. Like, yes. Well, I don't want to marry her now, but and he's like, well, Phil, he calls him Phil. You have to remember that, if she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you. You just can't make it happen. And that's very true. I think people should listen to that.
Yeah.
You just can't make it happen. And he's like, well, how do you know? It's like, well, I was in love with a woman, and 3 years ago, she decided that she didn't want to be with me anymore, and we got divorced. And he's like, is that Molly's mom? And he says, yes, it is.
By the way, can I stop here to point out something
what?
that I'm really surprised I didn't pick up on until now? Mm-hmm. But it kind of like breaks the reality of the movie. And now that you gave that information, I'm remembering it. At some point in the movie, they say that Molly Ringwald and John Cryer have been friends for like 8 years. It's later because she's talking when Andrew McCarthy comes to pick her up, I think is when they say that.
Right, since they were kids.
Yeah. And to me, I'm thinking to myself, well, wouldn't Ducky have known this before this conversation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that either.
Yeah, sorry, I had to chime in with that.
Ducky would have known it, or the dad would have known it.
Well, Ducky would have known it because he's been so close to Molly Ringwald, and that's kind of a big thing when your mom leaves your life and you're a teenage girl.
I know. Now that I think about it, he should have known that.
Yeah,
but maybe he just didn't talk to his dad or her dad. I'm sorry, but I mean, it was just funny how he was talking.
Yeah,
and clearly he's a dork. He's kind of socially awkward, and especially when he's in Andy's car, and he's like, okay, this music is like really bad, and
he just fast forwards the tape.
He dances weird in front of her, mm-hmm. and she meets this guy named Blaine, and he's a handsome rich guy, and they end up going somewhere together, and of course, Ducky finds out about it. He's upset, and he basically says, well, if you ever need advice on guys, don't come crying to me. I'm pretty much done with you already. Oh. And Iona is her kind of eccentric boss
at the record store.
At the record store, and she's like talking about her guy problems with her boyfriend on the phone, and trying to she gives Andy this dress that
was her prom dress.
Was her prom dress, right?
Okay, so I think, are we going to talk about the controversial ending?
Yeah, and you can add more things in there too if you want.
Yeah. Well.
And there's other people like the rich friend of Blaine.
Yeah, because Blaine's rich too, but he's trying to better himself as far as like socially understanding people.
Uh-huh.
And there's a big scene in the hallway couple of days before the prom because Blaine hasn't been getting back to your girl Andy, and Andy just confronts him like, are we going to prom? And he's like, I accidentally told somebody else. And she's like, don't lie to me, bro.
Yeah.
And she goes off on him.
Yeah, which I understand.
And then Ducky ends up beating up Steph,
which is Blaine's rich friend, who's like very like obviously very superior, acting very like superior and condescending to her.
Okay, so now let's get to a controversy. Andy decides to go to a prom, and she gets to the school and she sees Ducky, and he's dressed to the nines,
and he looks good from what she said.
As good as Ducky could look.
As good as Ducky could look, yeah.
And he's like, I couldn't let you go in there alone. They walk into the prom. And Ducky is about to dance with your girl, mm-hmm. Andy. Unfortunately for Ducky, Blaine comes up, says some stuff like, oh, Andy, I was so wrong. I'm working on myself.
And I love you. And I'm thinking, this is the first time he's telling her that.
Yeah, by the way, I love you. And then he walks away. And then Ducky's like, if you don't go after him, I'm never taking you to a prom again.
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. She runs after your man, Blaine. And Ducky picks up some like hot blonde lady, and we should say, no, and Andy ends up making out with Blaine. That's where the movie ends. Not only does it not make sense to you, I read a book recently about the Brat Pack, mm-hmm. and talks about the classic films. Mm-hmm. This being one of them. Mm-hmm. This ending was reshot. Originally, it's implied that her and Ducky are going to stay friends, but they dance the night away.
Yeah, and she doesn't dance with anybody else.
And in fact, they even put out a like an adaptation book about A Pretty in Pink. Mm-hmm. But since it was based on the original script, in the book version of it, they end up dancing and mm-hmm. staying good friends. Mm-hmm. People fought over this ending at the studio.
Yeah, apparently. And then And so they were talking about this because we saw like a clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were saying, well, actually, when they were, Andy was supposed to dance with Ducky a moonlight dance, which means that we have to turn, but she was feeling sick.
Yeah.
And the more they turned, the more dizzy she got, and she just collapsed after a while, and they had to stop shooting, and they decided, okay, this is not going to work.
That's what John Cryer said.
That's what John Cryer said.
And Molly Ringwald said she had no romantic chemistry whatsoever with John Cryer.
And she had it more with
Robert Downey Jr., who was originally going to play Ducky, but for some reason he dropped out of the role at the last minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in the book I read on the Brat Pack, there were some implications that the character of Ducky is actually gay. I know that there's a big thing now where people want to retcon people's sexuality a lot.
I know. Want to what?
Retcon people's sexuality.
Yeah.
Basically means, okay, after the fact, let's say this person was gay or bisexual. Now, having said that, upon rewatching the film, I do think that there's a pretty good argument to be made that Ducky's gay.
Huh.
Yeah. And that, well, of course I'm not gay. I'm just pining for this woman I have no chance with whatsoever.
Right.
You know, it's kind of a way of, you know, you get to pass as straight, but you don't actually have to be with a woman.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could believe that Ducky's gay. Do I believe it totally? No, but there's an argument to be made there.
Even though he knows that he'll always be in the friend zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. But and then I asked you a question. I said, do you believe that after he saw the attractive blonde girl that immediately Andy leaves his mind, and you're like, no? And
no.
I said, yeah, that's no. I mean, it's only temporarily, but he's always going to think about Andy.
Now, in fairness to me, babes, before we watched this movie, I didn't tell you what the ending was, but I said it's a good film, but you got to get past the ending. Did I not give you a warning that
yes, you did.
The ending is very controversial.
And you were right about the ending. I'm like, I cannot believe. And I mean, personally, I think that she would have been better alone.
I agree.
Because she didn't like Ducky, and Ducky didn't fight for her, and it wasn't like Blaine was better off with her either, because he was kind of a coward too.
Yeah.
And he just didn't seem like... They didn't really fight for this girl.
Well, I mean, if you're going to make an argument that somebody fought for her, it would be Ducky, because there's a couple of things. There's the obvious scene when he gets into the fight with James Spader in the hallway.
No, I understand that.
Even before then, there's at the bar or the club where they go to hang out. He doesn't fight, but he shows more of an aggressive stance towards your girl.
No, I get that. But I mean, at the dance, it was almost like...
No, he lets her go too easily.
He does.
And let's be honest, I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway because he might have been gay, and also he was a teenager at the time, and teenage guys don't know what they're doing.
Mm-mm.
The way you pick up a woman is not the way he acted during most of this film.
Not at all. I mean, he danced in a really weird way. And
he called her voice. He called her every single day.
Yes.
And was always available to hang out with her.
Yeah, and then at the record store, he was dancing to some Otis Redding, and she's looking at him like, oh, you are so weird.
I usually hate where they have the scenes where like a dorky white kid is dancing to a cool black musician's music. Mm-hmm. It always feels very fake. The one reason it works in this movie is because Molly Ringwald looks disgusted by this.
And he was a dork.
Yes.
He was really he played a good one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's famous because of this movie. I mean, before 2.5 Men, this is what people knew him from.
But she it seemed like she genuinely looked disgusted, like, ugh, I can't watch this.
Yeah. Like, what's her name? Annie Potts is kind of laughing at this.
Yeah.
But Molly Ringwald just looks like disgusted by this, which saves the scene in my mind.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she really didn't have chemistry with Ducky.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just so funny that he asked her dad to marry her someday, and it's like, well, you can't make that happen.
Oh.
If she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you, but you can't make it happen.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Now, we've talked a lot about what doesn't work in this movie, but obviously it's a classic for a reason. Let's talk about what does work. Molly Ringwald's really good, but one scene for me that took it to the next level was it's near the end of the movie where her dad comes in with the materials for her prom dress, and she kind of confronts him.
Yeah,
she's great in that scene.
I love it when she goes, "Where did you get the money to buy this for me?" And he didn't want to tell her, and she's like, she's like, you're lying to me. I really want to know what's going on. And then he's like, well, you think you know it all, and you're 18 years old. And she's like, why can't you just accept that mom's never coming back? And she said, and he just starts to cry, and he's like, I miss her. And she's like, I miss her. I miss her too. I loved her too, but I accepted it when I was 14.
Yeah.
She's not coming back. And she said, she left us. We didn't leave her.
Exactly.
And she said that I even knew it when she was, she said, I even knew it when I was 5. Yep. I felt it.
Yep.
She didn't want to be here.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a great scene.
I don't know what was up with the relationship between John Hughes and Molly Ringwald. But she, and this is not an original thought. I'm sure I've read it not just in that one book, but other places. But she was his muse, right? So she's great as Claire in The Breakfast Club. But then she is also in 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink. I don't think he wrote Claire for her. But if I remember reading it right, I think he wrote 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink for Molly Ringwald. I guess, what did the two of them say, Molly Ringwald and John Hughes, about having a successful collaborator? Because he needed her to make these movies, but she also needed him to become a huge star. I
don't know. I mean, I don't know much about John Hughes stuff. And we also discussed that later on in her life, Molly Ringwald moved to France and was in French movies.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, she's known for being in John Hughes movies. And I would love to be known for, like, The Breakfast Club. And I know that she has a career outside of his films, but it's not like her work with him. That's still considered iconic to a large extent. I wonder what that's like for her. Like, she's always going to be remembered as the teenager, the teenage girl.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly think, compared to 16 Candles,
yes,
I did like Pretty in Pink, except for the ending. Yeah. But I honestly think that 16 Candles was better. And I think it's because I watched it more. And this is the first time I watched Pretty in Pink.
You might be right. It's been a while since I've seen 16 Candles. And I'm assuming that I rewatched it again in 98 when I was attracted to that one girl.
Yeah.
It actually might have been in 93. I know I've seen The Breakfast Club a lot more recently than either. Just because it's my favorite film from him. I don't remember 16 Candles as well, obviously, but I remember liking it though.
Yeah, I watched it quite a bit. And I liked the guy Jake because he just didn't give up on Sam. He always kept calling Sam.
Yeah.
And everybody forgot her birthday because it was her sister's wedding.
Yeah, that's great.
Long Duck Dong was funny too. Long Duck Dong. And I think Jake went. Was it Jake that went to the house and said, and Long Duck Dong said that Sam was getting married?
I think so. I
don't know. It was just a funny movie. And then the grandma was getting upset because Jake was calling the house at like 2 a.m. or whatever it was. Yeah. It was like, I can hear you breathing. and her brother was kind of being annoying to her. And
yeah.
And it was just so funny. Like, that would really happen if they forgot her birthday.
Exactly.
And then the next day, the mom said, I'm sorry we forgot your birthday, Sam. And then there's Jake. And I just liked, I think Jake really was a good character.
Yeah, I'm always going to think of Molly Ringwald as that teenage girl.
Yeah. But she did a good job with that.
It works because I don't actually know the woman. you know what I mean? Like, if I knew her and it's like, you're Claire, come on, Claire. Or you're Andy, come on. That would be probably pretty annoying for her.
You know, speaking of 16 Candles, I remember one time you were thinking about what to do for my birthday because it was the first time that I was going to see you on my birthday.
Yeah.
And one of your friends said, hey, why don't you guys watch 16 Candles? And I'm like, I love that movie.
I don't remember who said that.
I remember.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah. There we go.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
But I think I would give Pretty in Pink at least a 7.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up in the same way that it did when I saw it when I was younger. But it's a weird classic. Mm-hmm. It's not my favorite, but I should give it less than the 7. I'm acknowledging. But I'm biased because I grew up with this movie. Mm-hmm. I'm biased. Honestly, it should probably be a 5.
Yeah.
But I can't get rid of the nostalgia factor with this one.
And I grew up watching 16 Candles.
Yeah.
I give 16 Candles a higher score, but Pretty in Pink, if you took out the ending, I would be happy.
You still haven't seen The Breakfast Club.
I saw parts of it.
But not from beginning to end.
No.
Oh, that's a great movie. And you know what I heard, babes? Mm-hmm. Judd Nelson, who plays John Bender in it. Mm-hmm. I won't do any John Bender lines, but a couple just popped into my head. So Molly Ringwald, we might have talked about this here, but Molly Ringwald's dad was blind.
Was she really?
He was.
In real life?
In real life.
Oh.
And I think he was like a DJ in Chicago. And so in the movie, he's not only a rebel, but he gets on her nerves a lot. Uh-huh. And apparently in real life, he was the oldest person as far as the actors, the core Brat Pack group in that movie. He was like 24 or 25.
Wow.
And
when did that movie come out?
I want to say 84, 85, something like that.
Okay.
So around the time of this movie.
All right.
He would make fun of her for having a blind dad on the set of the movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's just not cool.
Apparently she was really offended by that.
I wouldn't be happy about that.
No.
That's just not right. Really?
Yeah, so she knows something about the blind world.
Hey, cool. More reason to want to meet Molly Ringwald.
No, you know me. I would fangirl out so hard if I met her.
It's a fantasy. It may not ever come true, just like when I had that celebrity crush in my teen years.
Yeah.
That probably will never come true, but it's fun to dream.
It's fun to dream.
It's fun to dream.
A boy can dream.
I would love to go somewhere with Molly Ringwald, even just shopping or eating or whatever, but
yeah.
And I mean I'm not like a huge fan of hers like I would be with I don't know, like Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd fangirl out more over. Probably, you know why that term comes into play. It might be Molly Ringwald, actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah, just because...
More than Christina Ricci.
Well, Christina Ricci has made more movies that I like, but Molly Ringwald made... I mean, The Breakfast Club is such an iconic movie and it's such an important film in my film-growing experience as a kid.
Yeah.
That it kind of trumps, like, one good Molly Ringwald movie is worth, like, 7 other good movies.
Wow, because you said that you kind of had a thing for Christina Ricci.
I did, but I was a little bit older. Like, I've been a Molly Ringwald fan since I was probably, like, 9 or 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so it takes on a different dimension.
Huh. I was a Fred Savage fan for a little bit.
Me and Winnie and my dad went up to our cabin. Wayne wasn't there. And in a way, Wayne wasn't anywhere.
and then you barely hear about Karen.
Yeah, even though that was more of like a Daniel Stern thing of him.
Yeah.
Doing the narration.
Daniel Stern was a very good narrator.
Who was also a great member of the Wet Bandits from another John Hughes
and
movie.
the Sticky Bandits.
Yep.
No. That was by Chris Columbus.
No, but John Hughes wrote it.
I didn't know that. Yep, okay. Yep. But Chris Columbus directed it.
Chris Columbus directed it, but it's not his script, though.
Great movie.
Yeah, great
movie. I had no idea that John Hughes wrote it. Huh. But anyway, it was funny because he was Marvin the Home Alone, the first 2 Home Alone movies.
Yep.
But he was also the narrator in The Wonder Years. Yeah. It was kind of funny.
Isn't he also in City Slickers?
Oh, yes. Yeah. He's also in City Slickers, and he's also in that one what was that one movie called? Something about, what was it called? It was the one where this guy was trying to ride a bike for the first time, right? He was trying to do like this marathon.
That sounds like a real artsy film.
What was it called? It was, you said you didn't like it that much.
Oh, if I've seen it, then I have no idea what you're talking about. It must have been really bad.
You didn't like it. It was called
Did we watch it together?
Yes, we did. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I think he was in it. One of the things that I think he was, it was an 80s movie, I think, but I just can't remember what it was called. Hold on. Can I?
Yeah.
Alexa, what movies were Daniel Stern in? Alexa, what 80s movies was Daniel Stern in? I know that some few Daniel Stern movies in the 1980s, including Hannah and Her Sisters, Stardust Memories, Thunder, Diamond, and 1901. Oh, I forgot.
Wow, so he's in some Woody Allen movies.
We watched it before.
Yeah, I have no memory of this.
It's probably written down in your notes.
Oh.
It's probably written down in your because do you keep track of the movies that we watch?
Very loosely, like when I'm doing the description of these.
Something.
And it was about a bicycle.
It was about
learning to ride a bike.
No, it was about this guy that was in this family where the parents thought he was kind of acting weird, and they were listening to like a lot of classical music and.
Oh! That's not 80s. That's oh God, that's the one. I think I know. Is that like Randy Quaid is in that movie?
Yes.
What is the name of that? I remember I wanted to see that because Roger Ebert said it was one of the best movies of the 1970s.
It was the one where he was gonna go on his bike with his friends. That they were gonna go on this biking thing.
Oh God, that's gonna drive me crazy too now.
Something more.
It was like a comedy. I know what movie you're talking about now. I just don't know the name.
It was in the early 90s, I think.
No. Right? This was late 70s. I just said.
Oh, late 70s. I'm sorry.
Roger Ebert said this was one of the best movies of the 1970s.
Might have been like 1978 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I forget the name of it now, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he kind of changed his name to impress this girl.
Yeah, the friend is like, he's the friend in the movie, but the main dude like pretends that he's like from France or something.
Italy.
That's
he's
what it
like from Italian. And,
yeah.
And he was talking like a mama.
Yeah. It had some good stuff. It's not the best movie.
No, it's not the best movie. And it was kind of weird, and Daniel Stern was in it.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
We just won't figure it out today.
No.
But in 3 minutes, I'll bring it back up here, I'm sure.
Daniel Stern is not in Pretty in Pink.
No.
No.
But he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
He was good as Marv. I thought it was really funny.
Oh, of course.
Especially when he puts the when Kevin puts a spider on his shoulder, he's like, ah!
All right, but let's get back.
Anyway, we're jumping here.
Let's get back to Pretty in Pink for a minute.
Uh-huh.
You'd heard of this movie before.
Yes, I have. Yes.
And I guess what I'm curious about. I can't speak ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that you were a John Hughes fan as a kid.
Slightly. I mean, I'm a real big fan of the Home Alone movies because I like watching it any Christmas.
Oh.
Those are two of my favorite movies. But outside of that, did he also write 16 Candles? Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I guess in some ways,
and I think he directed.
I'm not like a super fan, but I like at least 4 of his movies.
See, I'm surprised that you hadn't seen this because if you're a 16 Candles fan, most people pair these 2 movies together.
I just don't know why I haven't. No. But I mean, I'm glad that I saw it. I just didn't know why I didn't see it back then.
Nice.
Yeah.
My stomach's making some weird noises.
So is mine.
Would you recommend this movie to people?
I would.
Like your family?
Yeah, I would. I think they would like some Molly Ringwald stuff. I mean, my sisters and I would watch 16 Candles a lot, so
yeah,
they probably would like her.
Yeah,
she seems like an interesting woman in interviews.
She does.
She actually seems like she's down to earth.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I don't get like a snobby kind of a person. She just seems like a person that did a lot, and she also I think she raised kids.
She had her kids when she was a little bit older. I think she wrote a parenting book for people who have kids after the age of 40.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But yeah, and then she was on that show, The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Never seen it.
I've heard of it. She played the mom,
okay,
but I never seen it.
So she was Mommy Ringwald in that.
Mommy Ringwald. I thought that was like super cool that she left for France and was starring in some French movies, and she learned French.
Yeah, didn't she do some other movie with John Cryer in like 93?
Which one?
I think, if I'm remembering it right, and I might not be, they're ex-husband and wife, but they get back together.
I would have to have the title because I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Miss A would know off the top of her head because I don't think it made a lot of money. But I remember something like that. But I guess we won't know right now. That had to be weird for John Cryer. He becomes a star for being a dork. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He seems like a nice guy in interviews.
He seemed really interesting in the little clip of that thing that we were watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know.
Does this movie... Oh, you know what would be number 3 on my list? It wouldn't be Home Alone.
It wouldn't?
Actually... Ooh, I'm going to have to think about that.
Okay.
I'm going to have to... I have to go through his entire filmography now.
I mean, because now Pretty in Pink is the fourth John Hughes movie I like.
Okay, what are the other 3? There's 16 Candles.
And the 2 Home Alone movies.
Yep. But what about Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I like it. I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but I like it.
That's a great film.
Yeah. So I guess that would be 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's not something that I watched it when I was a kid, but I mean, it's not my favorite movie.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I think, is overrated.
That's never watched it.
Another movie with a horrible ending.
I've never watched it. It sounds like we're not going to, right?
Well, in theory, we could, but I'm more offended, but I don't think it's as controversial with the general public. I'm more offended with the Plane, Trains, and Automobiles ending than I am with the Pretty in Pink ending.
Really?
Yes.
When did that one come out?
87 or 88.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I love John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
In general, I'm a huge John Candy fan, but his character, I side with Steve Martin in the beginning of the movie. His character is so annoying to me that I just couldn't put up with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like John Candy stuff too.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
And he's great in the movie. It's just his character.
It's just annoying.
Yeah. What is it? Gil? It's just so annoying to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, he's dead now.
He's dead now.
And you killed him.
No.
You did.
He died at like 43, right?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Natural causes, but you still killed him.
So young. I didn't kill him.
Okay, I thought
He's probably morbidly obese.
He was.
He ate too much candy.
Well, for real, he probably did.
More candy than any of us would eat.
I still remember the day that he died, babes. It's a Friday. I'm watching TV. It might have been Salt Lake Jesse Raphael. It was on Channel 2 here in Portland. I'm like 11. Mm-hmm. And, they do their like little updates before the 5 o'clock news at like 4:30 during the commercial break. And like, Tanya Hardy was attacked today. Because it was...
Tanya Harding, yeah?
Yep. Because somebody approached her in a mall that day.
Oh, wow.
And
in Oregon?
Yep.
Oh.
And they're giving off other stories. I believe it was Julie Emery who said something like, and a young actor, John Candy, is dead. And one, I was surprised that John Candy had died. And 2, I was also shocked that they called him a young actor. So I watched the news. Mm-hmm. The first 10 minutes is devoted to Tonya Harding being attacked and all that stuff. Because somebody, I think, approached her from behind.
That's not good.
This was right after she had her ex-husband attack your girl, Nancy Kerrigan.
Yep.
And then they mentioned that John Candy died of a heart attack in his sleep when he was on location shooting Wagons East.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the same day that I think Kurt Cobain went into a coma in Rome from like a weird drug overdose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was this 94?
95. I want to say, let's take a guess and see if Rick is right. I'm going to say that John Candy died on March 5th, 1994, but you can ask Miss A.
Alexa, when did John Candy die?
John Candy died on March 5th, 1994.
Oh, you're close.
I would one day off, March 4th. Okay. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I wish he was still alive and making, good movies, but...
I know. He made quite a bit of them. I mean, he was also in Home Alone, the first one.
He's great in that.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
The polka dude. The polka dude.
Yeah.
Yes. And he ends up taking her back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And they were they were listening to a polka band tape.
I love when he's going over, she's like, oh, I'm such a bad mother. Everybody else in the van is asleep, and he keeps saying, this person, his kids won't even talk to them. This other guy, he doesn't even know his kids' names,
Yeah, and you haven't seen them in so many years. I remember that.
Yeah, that's great.
That was great. It's like, I mean, I was a bad parent too because...
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing I was thinking.
What?
I think John Hughes also did Uncle Buck.
I like that one too.
That's a good kids movie.
Yeah, I like that one too. That was with the young Macaulay Culkin.
You know what? I think Home Alone is better.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
There's more violence in them. I like that.
But it was funny violence.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Well, I do appreciate violence in movies.
Yeah, but they made it funny though.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when we watched, I was with my sisters and a friend of ours, and it was, I think it was Christmas break, and we went to the theater to see Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, and I almost said my friend's name. She just had a real fun time with it. I mean, she was laughing very hard, and I mean, everybody could hear. It was really funny. I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Yeah.
John Candy was not in that one, but
no, but he's in the first one.
Yeah, he was great in the first one.
Yeah, and he knew that whole crew of people, so good on him there, Jaylo.
But I thought it was funny when they were listening to that polka band tape.
Yeah.
Bum ba bum bum bum. Yes.
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 My favorite Christmas movie might be Jackie Brown, but I don't know.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Came out on Christmas Day. It counts as a Christmas movie.
Oh my. No, it isn't.
Oh.
It may have come out on Christmas Day, but it isn't a Christmas movie.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought it was. But anyways.
That
would be a much bigger deal had I not been born on Christmas Day. The Jackie Brown was released on. But I was born on Christmas Day, so it's less important. Even though it's one of the best movies ever made.
Oh my goodness.
And even Jaylo would agree to that.
I guess.
You guess.
I guess.
It's one of the most important movies ever made.
I guess.
I wish, babes, that I was famous enough. I mean, I'm not famous, but you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
To where like one of these magazines like Rolling Stone would say, these are the top 100 greatest films made according to Rick Hammond.
Mm.
Or this is Rick's picks of the 20 best books you have to read before you die. I wish I was that famous. Because I could come up with some great lists.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of do for you when you think about it.
Uh-huh.
You get this brilliance all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Now, do you appreciate it? Not enough, but we're working on that.
Yes. I'm going to appreciate everything.
Okay, you should.
Why? I'm only human.
Oh, good.
I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot that can appreciate what anybody says and not think for themselves.
Nice.
Sure, we can do that.
Oh, did we talk about the good news that came out this week with fusion?
Yeah, I know some people are saying that it's going to take a while for it to really happen.
Yeah.
But I will say this, it is a big thing in science. Let's just see how far this goes.
Let's see how far it goes, but there's reason to be hopeful. So, that's good there, Jaylo.
Oh, goodness.
Babes.
Yeah?
Did you have any dreams?
I did not. Oh. Not since the last time I talked about my dream.
Oh, good.
My dreams.
Dreams.
Yes.
Well, good. Neither did I, babes.
No. I had a hard time getting to sleep. I think I got to sleep like after 12, and then I woke up at probably between 4:30 and 5, and I did not go back to sleep.
Nice. Oh yeah, because I was up around that time listening to the Neil Degrassi Tyson book, and then I fell back asleep. Then we got up, and I said, "Hey, we're either getting out of bed now, or I'm going back to bed." And then we got up, but there was some negotiation there.
Oh, I had a hard time.
Oh,
I had a hard time, but I got up.
Oh, good. Well, I love you, babes.
I love you. Yes. Your tummy, it's like you have a monster in your tummy.
I know.
I gotta eat something.
Well, Jaylo.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't. I'm really excited about next week. Not just because it's Christmas, but because I have a present that I know you're gonna like for your birthday. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Thank you.
And I know for a fact you're gonna like it and you're gonna use it a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think, and I told you this yesterday, you're not going to get the present I give you at first, but I believe it's going to be one of those things to where 3 to 6 months from now, you're going to be really glad I got it for you.
If I use it, which I probably will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've used a lot of the things that you've given me, so which is good.
Yes.
I think you'll appreciate that.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yes. I still have that candle you gave me too, bud.
Nice.
I don't burn it because I'm afraid. I don't know how to light it because I'm afraid something's gonna burn, but it smells really good.
Good.
I still have that pumpkin candle.
Good.
Yes.
Nice.
That's the first present you gave me.
That's right there. Jaylo.
I'll never forget it.
Good.
Yes.
Well, babes.
Yeah?
You feel good? Did we cover everything?
That and so much more.
Nice.
I would say.
All right. Well, then give me a kiss and we'll wrap it up.
Bubs.
What?
We're not living in the hood.
Oh. Why do you say that?
We're not living in the hood like Watts.
Oh, by the way, real quick. We had a funny idea for our show. Oh, goodness.
Our script, yes.
Yeah. The mom, there's like going to be an episode where like her nephew comes in because he's things are a little bit more loose with him, not by a lot. And
his parents died and his sister died. So
yeah, but we've already talked about that. But
yes.
His mom, the nephew comes home, who's like a teenager, and he tells the mom, Missy, he's like, I ran into the so and so today, and he says he's a famous Mormon rapper, and Missy's like, I'm a rapper, and the cousin, I guess the nephew's like, really? I didn't know that. And she's like, yeah, I've been rapping really hard since I was 10. You should invite him over. And so the rapper comes over, and then she's like, oh yeah, I've been rapping such a long time. And what she really means is she's really good at like wrapping presents and paper.
Paper.
Because he doesn't know anything about rap music.
And then he looks, maybe it'd be funny if he looks, the rapper looks at the nephew and says, is she for real?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Did she actually say that she was rapping since she was a little kid? Because
our mom on the show, it's a religious comedy, thinks that like the Carpenters' music is devil's music. That's how extreme she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's
right. And
completely ignorant.
And he doesn't know, and she doesn't know what rapping is in the music world.
Yeah.
And all she knows how to do is rap Christmas presents.
She's like, I'm a hardcore rapper. I've been doing it since I was a little girl.
And then it would be funny, like, okay, well, just go along, just help her rap if you want, you know. It's okay, I know what did I rap while I'm rapping?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but you got to keep it down.
Yeah.
You got to tone it down a little bit because my mom's a little bit, or my aunt's a little bit uptighter.
Yeah.
And he knew that.
Yeah.
He would know that, but that would be a funny idea for an episode.
Yeah. So we got some stuff
for rapping
us there. Jaylo.
I've been rapping since I was 10.
Yeah.
I was going to say before we wrap this up, for real, I tried to learn how to rap when I was 13 and I just did not get it.
You mean paper?
Yes, paper. Yeah. Not rapping. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
W-R, not R-A.
Oh my goodness.
P-P-I-N-G.
Yes.
I was trying to wrap a box with nothing in it, of course, and I just could not figure out how to wrap Christmas presents.
I've never had any desire to learn how to wrap, so.
Yeah.
You get a present from me, I'm handing it to you. Maybe I'll put it in a box.
When I used to shop more at the grocery store, where I used to live in Seattle, I used to get gifts. I could actually ask the floral department to wrap my presents.
Nice.
If I really wanted it wrapped. Because I didn't know how to do it.
There we go there, Jaylo.
You should have a gift wrapping department.
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guess.
So that's what I would do.
Well, good.
Good.
All right, babe. So we wrap it up. But,
would you stop it?
all right, sorry, I didn't know.
We're not living in the hood, Bubs.
Oh my goodness.
This isn't South Central LA.
Uh-oh.
Or Compton.
But we don't have the police here as much as we used to. What?
That's the way you said it. The way that you said it, Bubs.
Oh my
The
goodness.
police.
Well, just give me a kiss, babe. Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
The 5-0 isn't around as much as
Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
let's give me a kiss. All right, babes.
All right.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.